What's going on, guys? So an event has taken place called the Dragon Ball Genki Damatsuri. A little play on the Spirit Bomb name. I think it's taking place in Japan. I keep forgetting that Japan's ahead of us in time. Because they said it was supposed to happen on Sunday. And it's Saturday, but I forgot, Japan's ahead, so it's technically Sunday over there. Anyway, they started off with this little announcement, and they gave us like this little cool animation. I'm not going to play the whole thing because I've already seen it, unfortunately. So, starts off with the Dragon Ball Minus manga, with Bardock and whatnot. All the good stuff. So then, here's where things get interesting. They start animating manga art, like classic manga art. Like, this is pretty cool. Like, all of these are classic pictures. Just being animated. So, we're not gonna go through all of these. Just some of the best ones, I guess. Alright, goes from Dragon Ball all the way up to, Saiyan Saga stuff. You know what it is, the later half of Dragon Ball. Kaioken. That looks good. The way the speed lights were moving, it looked like Hajime no Ippo in a way. Okay, that's fire. This is pretty cool. Got them scrapping. It's an iconic picture. That too. Got Goku versus Cell. That's sort of 3D-ish, right? Father, son, Kamehameha, base form because he's in the manga. Only Super Saiyan in the anime. This is pretty cool. Oh no, this isn't the one. Goten wears black in the manga. They got the Majin Vegeta. They really use the Viz Media translations. Vegeta, bro. I'm gonna let it slide just because it's a special event. But come on, man. What were they smoking when they wrote that at Viz? What were they smoking? Cause even in Japanese it's Vegito. Like what? Like I just want to know who came up with that? Whose idea was that? I really want to know whose idea this was. Like, what was the move, bro? What were you trying to accomplish? I'm just asking, what were you trying to accomplish? That specific translator. I need to know what you're trying to accomplish. I'm just curious. Because, how, bro? He had one job. I don't care if it's because he wants to mix it with Kakarot. Didn't do it in the anime. Didn't do it in the original Japanese manga. Why are you going to make the English one stupid? This is pretty cool right here. Iconic picture. These shots are fire. Nah, that didn't even look like the manga right there. That just looked like a whole new animation period. Well, it was, but No, he still has manga textures on him. That's kind of crazy, actually. That picture. When I saw that shot, I was like, oh! Because I didn't know that animation was going to transition into that. And this looks like a newer image. I'm not sure. This is not from the original manga, right? From the original run, because the way that their spikes are drawn individually. Could be wrong. Kaioken, the Super Saiyan God, Blue, and you already know what's after that. Here's where things get interesting, okay? The Ultra Instinct. Look at this. Oh no, they're just gonna alright. Yeah, we got all the new Dragon Ball, new age stuff after Daima, alright? A new chapter begins. You already know what it is. Dragon Ball Super, the Galactic Patrol, alright? Manga is called the Galactic Patrol Prisoner Saga, but the Galactic Patrol. Just like other animes, Dragon Ball Super is going seasonal. And the name of this season is the Galactic Patrol, alright? Instead of giving it a seasonal number, which wouldn't make sense, why not name the season after the name of the arc, right? Makes sense. We got a new Dragon Ball Super logo. We got stars in it this time, alright? A little blue with stars. Pretty interesting stuff. Everyone was creaming over this, you know. Just everyone's going crazy. It's a crazy arc. I'm looking at the art, bro. There's something I was worried about. That I'm still not sure about. Like, this is most likely going to be adapting the manga 1-to-1, right? What I'm interested in is knowing if this is in the same continuity as the previous Dragon Ball Super anime that we got. They're not going to ignore the Toei continuity, right? They're not just going to make this a straight up Toyotaro adaptation to the point that, you know, they're going to ignore certain things that happen. Because I don't think we're going to see it would make sense for Goku to use Blue Kaioken against Moro, which is something he only has in anime. If he doesn't do it on the season, we're probably cooked. I'm not going to lie. It's not serious. Like, the arc is still peak, but you know, in terms of like the scaling of the characters, the manga characters are weaker. So I would pretty much like if, you know, they acknowledge that this is still the same continuity. If not, it really doesn't matter. If it's an animated adaptation in the manga, it is what it is. You know, that's just the end of the Toei continuity. Fuck it. But other than that, like, this is pretty hype. It doesn't look like Toyotaro's art. It doesn't. That's what's interesting. The Vegeta shot looks crazy. It looks pretty cool. It's lit. Man. It's time, bro. We're not going to expect a release date like that. It's too early for that. First, they have to let us know that it exists. Alright? Dragon Ball fans aren't going to be salivating as crazily anymore. Just going crazy, you know. We were waiting for this for 6 years. The Moro arc ended 6 years ago. In 2020. Alright? So we've been waiting 6 years and it's finally here. All those crazy moments. I don't know if the violence is going to be up there. We'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of violent scenes in our arc. A lot of nasty things happen. Oh, man. If they keep it, don't put it on. No, what? One Piece isn't on Sunday mornings anymore, is it? Like, before they took it off the air, it wasn't on Sunday mornings, right? The Egghead arc. Didn't they, like, start putting that on at night? Near the latter half of the arc? Maybe the beginning. I'm not sure, but I heard that the Egghead arc, like, they stopped airing it on Sunday mornings and they started airing it at night. That's what I heard. I don't know how much good that's going to do Dragon Ball. Because Daima aired at night in Japan. It wasn't that violent. It doesn't have to be violent, but there were a lot of interviews saying it was going to be up there. There's going to be a little bit of blood, you know? And if it wasn't promised, then I wouldn't be talking about it at all, but you know, they just didn't really deliver in that regard, but that's not that serious, you know. I just want this adaptation to be as close to the source material as possible in terms of the graphic imagery, because Dragon Ball Super is pretty neutered compared to the original Dragon Ball manga when it comes to violence. I'm not going to lie. So it'd be a nice return to form. But, yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. The Galactic Patrol Prisoner Saga is coming. It's called the Galactic Patrol. We're going to have Moro in the games, finally. Moro's coming to the games. Moro's coming to Sparking Zero. Might pull up to Fighters. Might pull up to Xenoverse. We'll see. Moro. Who else is going to come? Mirrors. Mirrors is going to pull up. That'll be pretty cool. We'll have Mirrors. We got Moro 7-3. We got Forced Spirit Fish, a technique. That's not a form. But you get my point. So, yeah. We just got the news. That's all for now. I'm still hyped. So all we can really do now is wait for more news, you know. I don't think we're going to get a trailer anytime soon. You're going to be talking about it here and there in Japan. Teasing us a little bit more. It's not coming out this year, guys. Like, it's definitely not. Don't know if it's coming out next year. You really don't know. All I know is that it's going to look crazy because it's seasonal. I don't know if this is a sneak peek at the new art style. I don't know if it is. Or if it's just promotional art. But we'll just have to wait and see. I don't want to be a broken record, so I'm gonna head out. Peace.